What's up, y'all? It's your girl Venus, Archangel, here with another love reading for y'all. If you're not sure of your placements as well as wanting to book a personal reading, go ahead and check the description box below, and let's go ahead and get started. What's going on, Capricorn? It's your girl Venus, Archangel, here with another love reading for y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and check your moon and rising signs, and let's go ahead and get started with this. So the underlying energy is justice. Okay, so what we're working with right now is, evening the odds, finding that karmic balance. And I think that there's going to be a lot of apologies coming up. There could be some divorces here, but I feel like, considering that I saw the sun underneath the underlying energy, I feel like whatever this correction is going to take, whatever corrections are going to take place, whatever, acceptance or forgiveness that's going to be taking place here, or asking for forgiveness here, I feel like it's going to lead to a much brighter and better future. So there's a potential happiness here. It's just right now the focus is just kind of keeping things, or getting things back to the proper balance. Doing that karmic correction. Am I right? All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. So the heart of your reading is the Chariot. So this is, to me, is talking about maintaining that balance and having that momentum to kind of get you to wherever you want to go, right? But ultimately, this is victory through your own efforts. Because you're keeping that balance, you have victory through your efforts, right? You have that momentum needed. You have that force, okay, that's needed to kind of push you towards where you want to go. So I feel like there is a victory on the horizon right now, but the thing that's kind of keeping you from that right now, really, making the victory difficult to obtain, is this death. So death is crossing you guys. It's crossing to the Chariot. Now, this is not a bad card, because I feel like this is talking about a transition, a change from one end of your life to the next, okay? And I think that this is kind of this is big time making amends. This is, letting go and accepting the past for what they were and moving forward with the experiences that you can take from your past. Not necessarily the attachments that can keep you from moving forward. Because, honestly, throughout our lives, we're going to have some baggage, right? We're going to be like, oh man, okay, we're going to have baggage. Everybody has baggage. But this per se won't be heavy, okay? This is understanding. This is sorting through the stuff that we are carrying with us, and whether or not this is something we need to take with us to the next phase of our lives. Like I said, the lessons that we learn are meant to stay with us forever, okay? Because those things help us in the future from the experiences that we went through, right? They're just lessons. It's like learning math. We don't learn math to forget it when we graduate, okay? We learn that stuff. We go through that hustle and bustle to remember what we're capable of, what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, and what we have learned about about certain situations and how we handle them and how to handle them better. And with death coming up, I feel like this is talking about some attachments, like hurt feelings and things like that. Things that just will not really help us in the future, if that makes sense. So when we let those things go and we understand that those things happen, and we've grown and we've overcome those, we'll be able to get that future that we want, right? We'll be able to have that victory because we put in that effort to making amends and accepting things that just happen, because man, it is what it is. Life is difficult, and we can move forward from that, right? So I think right here, this is a big thing right now, because it's crossed by two major arcanas. And I think that as long as you're kind of going through this process, you'll be fine. Just when it's crossing this, I feel like there is a bit of a hesitation, right? You're trying not to see it, I think. You're not really trying to go back there, because in a way you kind of just shoved it in the back and you're just not really looking at it, Capricorns. Because if you look at this, right, death is happening at night, right? So when I said that the sun was underneath justice, so I feel like when death comes up, we're definitely looking at the dark aspects of our past. We're really looking at the things that bother us, or the things that we decide not to see, the things that we just totally really don't want to deal with, right? Because the dark, just like the moon, we don't see everything, everything's unclear. But with death, I feel like you know what's in the dark, but you just don't want to touch it. So I feel like there is some addressing of some things that are just some dark memories, some things that just kind of bother us. But if we acknowledge them and be able to move forward from them, you guys will be having a way better future. Okay. Now, sorry, I just had that little battery thing come up. My phone's dying, so let's go ahead and get onto this past here. Y'all have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is talking about conflicts, some inner turmoils perhaps, because at the end of the day, right, with the Five of Wands, it's not necessarily like, it's not a bad thing, okay? It may be like it may be like an intense change thing, but sometimes intense change can be good and it can be exciting, whereas other changes may not be so exciting, like death, right? And I feel like right here in the past, there was some conflict, right? Maybe there was something within yourself that you really had to see from, you know, you had to see, but it was not necessarily see, but there was some change that needed to happen at that moment in the past that kind of was hard to see eye to eye, per se, okay? Because as you see here, this Five of Wands, they have blindfolds on except for one dude. And he knows the goal. He knows the obstacle. He knows what task they're trying to do. And it's pretty much competition, right? Who can hit it first? But at the end of the day, they all have one goal set in mind. They have different ways of approaching it, which can be conflicting ideas, right? So perhaps you guys are dealing with some conflicting ideas within yourselves, or there were some squabbles within your relationships that kind of always seemed to hit the same spots, but just there were different approaches and different ways of, you know, dealing with stuff. And I feel like you guys have overcome that sort of challenge right then, and you guys are able to kind of create something new and better for yourselves now. You guys have this like abundance about yourself, or really like this emotionally and spiritually and physically physical readiness, rather, to begin something or create something of your own, to create something that is wonderful. I feel like you guys are able to be that provider that you guys have wanted to be, right? Because the Empress is the caretaker, the nurturer. For some of y'all, you guys are probably even pregnant. Congratulations, consider that saw the sun underneath justice. Y'all possibly even gifted with a child right now. Congratulations. But I feel like right now, you guys are really able to create your abundance. You guys are working on that right now. You're manifesting, and you really are coming from a place of purity with it. Since you guys are going through death, you guys are going through a purification process. If that's because, I mean, death is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto, and Pluto is all about purifying. And the death, letting go of the past, embracing the new. That is all about purification, okay? So right now, I feel like you guys are really trying to create something new right now. You guys are, seeing the future and acknowledging the future, but you're also accepting what has happened in the past. I feel like you're trying to anyway. You're trying to really move about your life. But I feel like that is just kind of bringing you back, like reminding you that the past is still there lingering, and you have to let it go. That's why the future has strength here in it, because strength is talking about having the endurance and that willingness to be able to move forward, to really have that self-control and that comfort that you can provide yourself to push you through a difficult situation. Now with death here, I feel like yeah, this is a tough sort of energy for y'all. This is nothing easy, because it's requiring you to accept and forgive the past, justice, evening the odds, right? You have to create that karmic balance for yourselves, not for anybody else, because who cares? For yourselves to be able to have something new. If you're trying to create something new now and you have that karmic imbalance, there's got to be some righting of the wrongs. There's got to be some correction. And if it means to have to look back and really face what you haven't faced, it's time to do so. Okay? Because the future is saying that you guys are gonna just kind of be carrying yourself through it, and not in a bad way, but you guys are gonna come out stronger. That's what it pretty much means. If you are strong now going through this, and the future saying that you have strength to do it, you're gonna come out even stronger, and that's the whole point. So the crowning energy is the Six of Pentacles. So this is talking about, you know, like I said, like big time, justice is all about balancing them scales. Six of Pentacles is about balancing them scales. You know, making sure that you're giving enough and if you're receiving enough. But more ultimately, it's creating that balance for yourself to carry out the next phase, right? To do what you need to do, as far as putting your, putting all your ducks in a row, right? Because after the Six of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is, you know, working hard, but really looking at the goalposts and where you want to be, because you've already done what you need to do in the past, right? You put the seeds in, and this is what it's basically talking about. You're having that balance to be able to build something from that. This is the building stage, and if you can build from where you are now by, you know, like correcting all the karmic stuff for yourselves and really being able to have that happiness that you're really looking for, you can do that. You just have to have that balance going up here, okay? So, if it means to go ahead and apologize, or even if to forgive someone that hasn't apologized to you, just so that way you can you can move on and you can have that happiness and that, you know, that energy of just excellence, right, in your future, and now even, it's worth it, y'all. It's worth it. Now, you guys have two Romance Angels cards. You guys have Retreat and It Is Safe for You to Love. Now, Retreat talks about disconnecting from the world here, okay? So I feel like this is definitely all about you. If you guys are in a relationship right now, this could be with your partner, right? Taking the time out to really kind of correct some things, right? Getting those things right. Apologizing, or forgiving, accepting. There's a lot of things that's going on here that really need to be mended, and the things that need to be corrected for the both of you guys to create an abundance or create happiness for yourselves. All right, so ultimately this is all for you, right? This is just talking about what you feel like you need to do to be able to move on, to get through to the other side, right? To see the light at the end of that tunnel, to actually even touch that light, you know what I'm saying? And when it says it's safe for you to love, I feel like this is allowing you, this is pretty much saying it's time to be vulnerable. It's time to face those dark past issues and accepting them for what they were. Just kind of seeing how they built such an amazingly strong person out of it, which is you. You are able to have the future that you want. There is just a need to really kind of have that balance going. You really kind of to correct the wrongs, right? To make sure that karmic debts are paid. Okay, even if you didn't even cause those karmic debts, maybe there's something with you that needs to be forgiven or, you know, accepted to move on. Now, I've been saying mending and forgiving and acceptance a lot because y'all have mending as your wisdom of the oracle. It's a tough energy. I'm not going to sit here and say, y'all forgive and forget. No. With everything that y'all have been through, what you guys are going through, especially with the Five of Wands here, I mean, it's huge. You guys went through something intense. And the fact that it's difficult for you guys to let go of, or you guys even noticing that you have something that you have to let go of, is big. Because it requires you to you know, grow. It pushes you to grow. And the fact that you want to grow right now is big. And with mending here, it's just pretty much saying that the past was there to teach us a lesson. Not saying that we deserve that lesson. Not saying that we that whatever we got out of that was because of some sort of karmic debt that we owed, which could have been. But most importantly, to show us and to teach us what we are capable of, what we are strong at, and really to teach us invaluable lessons that we can never ever learn elsewhere, or we could learn it elsewhere. But I think this is something that we can really take from the past and really learn to put into our future and make it stronger than we can ever make it, but like we can ever have it made, right? So big time, y'all. This is not easy, but I feel like there is a bit of optimism for y'all, right? There's some hope here, big time. Sun is underneath justice. You're gonna have a wonderful happiness after this. You're gonna have wonderful experiences. Okay, you guys are gonna have clarity, and you guys are gonna be able to, push forward with not just the Sun, which is already a victory in itself, but with the Chariot, because you have that balance, and you've created a balance for yourself where you feel comfortable. Okay. And I feel like that's just it. Like there's just a lot that needs to be done in regards to forgiving and accepting. And acceptance is not easy. I'm telling you, even if something was happened to you, right? Like if you were the one wronged, it's just accepting that it happened. There's nothing that can be done about it, and you're ready to move on. Okay? And forgiveness is just is letting go of the attachment of the thing that actually caused you the most pain, right? You're just laying go because you want to bring new things in. You can't bring new things in, y'all, if there's something blocking it, if there's something already in the way of it. If you have that pain where happiness can be, then the happiness can't get in there. Okay, so like there's no room for me. So right now, this is just saying, I understand and I accept what happened. I'm letting it go to allow happiness in. I'm letting it go to let happiness in. I'm letting the pain go to let happiness in. That's all you're doing. You're not commending. You're not like advocating the pain that's happened to you or anything. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that what happened to you should just be let go, because it's nothing easy to let go of. Whatever happened to you wasn't that great. But you guys deserve happiness. In a way, you guys are the only people keeping yourself stuck right now. Okay? And you guys deserve so much more love. You guys deserve so much more happiness. You don't want to do that to yourselves where you can't bring something new in. Alright, Capricorn. This has been your reading. I hope this don't resonate, because this is tough. But at the same time, I hope it does, because if it's really just moving you from one phase of your life to the next, accepting the past for what it was and bringing you to a future that has wonderful outcome to it, rebuilds amazing new experiences, adventures, and happiness for y'all, I want it to happen then, because it just, everything that's happening right now is just meant to build you to a point where you're strong enough to handle that happiness, right? And once that happiness comes, you guys are going to be awesome. I feel like you guys are just, you guys are going through it big time. But once you guys get through it, you guys are going to be good. This is a really good reading at the end of the day, because it just talks about having that ability to let go and accept and to have more, because you've made space in yourself to have it. So in a way, I guess I take it back. It's a good reading. And I just hope that you guys, can get through it and really experience the happiness that you guys, deserve to have. Alright, Capricorn. Love y'all. Good luck for the next couple weeks. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.